Proud Boys are out there in full force, it looks like. We'll get into it. Kamala Harris is doubling down on the idea of loading up the Supreme Court. And Joe Biden is backing her. Remember the lady, the salon owner who was arrested for opening her salon because she wanted to feed her family? Well, we've got some surprising news on her. Bill Richardson might be in a little bit of trouble. And lastly, there's a man who stabbed another man and was arrested for, well, stabbing him, but for a hate crime. We're going to get into that. Welcome back to the Daily Facts. Let's get into it. All right, so the Daily Mail has an article on the Proud Boys. We are ready. Proud Boys threatened to act and pledge allegiance to Trump after he told the far-right group to stand back and stand by during presidential debate. Now, I'm going to play that clip here because he did say that, so listen.
What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
right like me to condemn?
white supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Okay, so let's read these bullets. This is a very long article, very long. It's like an expose. So members of the far-right group immediately posted about the Shout Out Tuesday. Their account on Telegram posted, "Standing down and standing by, sir." Following the call out, the group appeared to pledge their allegiance to Trump. One online account made "Stand Back, Stand By" part of a new logo for the group. Proud Boys organizer Joe Biggs wrote, "President Trump told the Proud Boys to stand by because someone needs to deal with Antifa. Well, sir, we're ready." Trump basically said, "Go F them up. This makes me so happy," he added. Well, I didn't hear Trump say "go F them up," but I guess, it's open to interpretation. Joe Biden retweeted a post which looked to show a number of their posts in the wake of Trump's comments. He wrote this: "This is Donald Trump's America. Proud Boys is a far-right organization that admits only men as members." Oh, now let's take a look at this article. The Proud Boys were celebrating online Wednesday after Donald Trump told them to stand back and stand by, which we just heard, during the first presidential debate, while President was attacked by members of his own party for refusing to condemn white supremacy before delivering his message to the far-right group. Members of the group posted about the shout out, telling the president, "We're ready." Their account on the social media app Telegram posted, "Standing down and standing by, sir." Proud Boys is a far-right organization that admits only men as members and promotes and engages in political violence. The group believes white men and Western culture are under siege, and one of its co-founders recorded a video titled 10 Things I Hate About the Jews. Proud Boys stand back and stand by, but I tell you what, somebody has got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing problem, Trump said when he was challenged to condemn white supremacists during Tuesday's presidential debate. He claimed the protests in the country on race relations were a left-wing problem. Well, we see Joe Biden tweeted out, this is Donald Trump's America. The Proud Boys are ecstatic tonight about getting mentioned in the debate tonight. Trump basically said, "Go, them up. This makes me so happy," writes one prominent Proud Boy. Well, that really is the gist of the article, okay? It just is. This is the Proud Boys in Portland, Oregon. Let's take a look at the photos. There's some more of the Proud Boys. British Canadian activist and Vice Media co-founder Gavin McInnes, pictured, founded the Proud Boys in the months leading up to Donald Trump's election to the presidency in 2016. Well, he doesn't look like he's white. Neither does he, but let's keep going. Enrique Tarrio is currently serving in the role of chairman for the Proud Boys. Tarrio is pictured during an Oregon rally this month. Again, this seems to be multiracial. Stand back, stand by. That looks like it's their motto. Following the shout out, several members of the group appeared to pledge their allegiance to the president. One social media account connected to the organization even appeared to made stand back, stand by part of a new logo. There you have it. The Proud Boys are, well, proud. All right, this next piece is from the Free Beacon. Harris dodges question on court packing deal with later. All right, let's listen to what she has to say.
We are 35 days away from an election that is probably the most important election of our lifetime and our children's lifetime. And there is nothing about these next 35 days that Joe or I will take for granted. And so the focus right now is on reminding people that we have this election that is very much in play. It is about reminding people that people are voting right now. Almost 1 million people, Jake, in our country have already voted. We are in the midst of an election, and the Republican leader of the Senate, together with Donald Trump, are in the spirit of hypocrisy trying to push through a nominee while the American people are voting. And so Joe has been really clear. Let's focus on what's happening right now. Deal with later.
To admit that you're going to pack the court is something they're just not willing to say, because maybe it would probably excite their base, because a lot of people right now on the left, at least in my humble opinion, are worried about Roe versus Wade, which is, abortion. And if the new Justice Barrett is confirmed and she gets on the court, people believe that she will be that vote that takes Roe v. Wade away. But what people do need to realize is that then it would go to the states, and the states would determine that. Now, some states may say no, and others will likely say yes. So a person could likely travel to that state to get that done. But at any rate, she is not answering the question. Joe Biden didn't either. Let's listen to him before we get into this article.
If Senate Republicans go ahead and confirm Justice Barrett, there has been talk about ending the filibuster or even packing the court, adding to the 9 justices there. You call this a distraction by the president, but in fact, it wasn't brought up by the president. It was brought up by some of your Democratic colleagues in the Congress. So my question to you is, you have refused in the past to talk about it. Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court?
Whatever position I take in that, that'll become the issue. Make sure you, in fact, let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
All right, so they're both doubling down. Let's read. Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris would again not directly say whether she would support expanding the Supreme Court Tuesday night. Some Senate Democrats have voiced support for packing the Supreme Court if they take power in 2021 as retaliation for Republicans confirming Judge Amy Coney Barrett. Biden previously opposed court packing, but has been non-committal in recent weeks. At Tuesday night's debate, presidential debate, Biden said he would not answer Trump's question on the subject, leading CBS reporter John Dickerson to call it a straight-up dodge. Well, it was a dodge. So they're both saying nothing. And if it's out there swirling around, it's possible that they are considering doing it, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep a watch on it. Okay, remember her? This is Shelley Luther. So Republicans, Shelley Luther, Drew Springer, had to run off in special election to replace State Senator Pat Fallon. Okay, this is from the Texas Tribune. Much of the drama in the rapid-fire race had centered on Luther, a Dallas salon owner, and Springer, a state representative. I'm going to first show you the clip of this poor woman who just wanted to feed her family, who opened up her salon. She's in court here. This was back in May of this year, May of 2020. Take a look.
Why did you reopen? because I had no other choice, because I couldn't feed my family.
Your actions were selfish, putting your own interest ahead of those of the community in which you live. That they disrespected the executive orders of the state, the orders of the county, and this city.
I have to disagree with you, sir, when you say that I'm selfish, because feeding my kids is not selfish. I have hairstylists that are going hungry because they'd rather feed their kids. So, sir, if you think the law is more important than kids getting fed, then please go ahead with your decision, but I am not going to shut the salon.
She got out of that pickle thanks to the governor, but let's read this. Republicans Shelley Luther and Drew Springer are advancing to a runoff in the special election to replace State Senator Pat Fallon. All right, each was getting about 32% of the vote late Tuesday in the six-way special election, with all polling locations reporting. Luther is the Dallas Salon owner who was jailed earlier this year after refusing to close her business due to, the restrictions. And Springer is the state representative from Munster. The runoff has yet to be scheduled. Okay, so the sole Democratic candidate, Jacob Minter, was trailing in third with 21% of the vote. None of the other three candidates broke double digits. Well, it's going to be a Republican race, right? We'll see what happens. I think the important part is that she is out there, and I love her strength. I'm proud of her. I think that she stood strong and tall. She's a strong woman, and I wish her the best. And I hope that she wins, to be honest with you, because her actions and her character say a lot about what she would probably do if she were to get that Senate seat. So we'll keep a watchful eye on it. All right, now speaking of keeping a watchful eye, Bill Richardson, according to the New York Post, is accused of covering up a scheme to fund sexual services. Now, Richardson is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's take a look at this. This clip was back in 2019. Yeah, this was August of 2019. Let's take a look at this.
Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson says allegations he was involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring are completely false. That's according to a statement from Richardson's spokesperson regarding the unsealed deposition of a woman who claims she was one of Epstein's victims when she was just 16. The woman says the billionaire directed her to have sex with a number of high-powered businessmen and dignitaries, including Richardson. Spokesperson's response reads in part, in Governor Richardson's limited interactions with Mr. Epstein, he never saw him in the presence of young or underage girls. We have the full statement at alwayson.krqe.com. Richardson is not facing any charges.
The fact that you were around him a limited amount of time and you didn't see him with underage girls is actually damaging to him, because there's a whole lot of time that you weren't around him. Okay, so Richardson, these are allegations. He's innocent until proven guilty, of course, but like I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And he has a connection to Jeffrey Epstein, and he flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, I do believe. So let's read some of this article. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson has been accused in a newly unsealed lawsuit of covering up a pay-to-play scheme he allegedly used to fund sexual services and sexual favors while serving as his state's chief executive, a report said. In 2008, Richardson was accused in a suit of running a kickback scheme to enrich himself and fund a debauched lifestyle while defrauding New Mexico taxpayers, a local NBC affiliate reported. Richardson obtained money for himself, money for his campaigns, money for his political organizations, lavish meals, entertainment, and travel, wine and liquor, sexual services, and sexual favors, the suit states, according to the news station. Federal prosecutors probed the allegations in 2009, but Richardson and his associates were not indicted, the report said. I would say that Bill Richardson is in a little bit of a pickle. Richardson has drawn headlines in recent months after it was revealed Jeffrey Epstein, accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre, said she was directed to have sex with him while being trafficked by the multimillionaire pedophile and alleged cohort Ghislaine Maxwell. Richardson has denied having sex with Giuffre. Okay, there's other receipts, as I say, on Bill Richardson and the accusations of him having any ties with Jeffrey Epstein. So this article here, Jeffrey Epstein, victim, he farmed me out to ex-senator governor for sex. There is Giuffre there, Virginia Roberts. Most are familiar with her by that name. This was back in August of 2019. Okay, and Richardson was included in this. He was mentioned in this article. Stopping occasionally to gather her thoughts, she named Britain's, this is Giuffre, Britain's Prince Andrew, former U.S. Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell, Epstein's attorney Alan Dershowitz, billionaire financier Glenn Dubin, former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. Okay, she has named him. And this is her. Giuffre listed as best she could the powerful men she was forced to have sex with. Okay, that's an article from the Palm Beach Post. And we have one more. This is from the New York Post, July of 2020. Who's afraid of Ghislaine Maxwell? Everyone on this list. And I do believe that Richardson appears in this one as well. Richardson appears in this article as well. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, 72, and former U.S. Senator George Mitchell, 86, probably never envisioned being part of a sex scandal so late in their lives and careers. Right. In Mitchell's case, the irony was supreme. He was known for overseeing the Philadelphia Archdiocese Compensation Fund for victims of clergy sex abuse in 2018. Can you believe it? So he's once again included. And there he is pictured. There's no escaping this Bill Richardson. We'll see what happens. Again, as always, he's innocent until proven guilty. But it doesn't look good for him at all. Okay, this last article comes from KSBW 8. Santa Cruz man charged with federal hate crime and attempted stabbing. So this gentleman here with the captain's hat on is arrested. Let's read this. A Santa Cruz man has been charged with a federal hate crime for attempting to stab a black man. Ole Haugen, 44, of Santa Cruz, was arrested in July after he allegedly tried to slash a black man multiple times with a knife. The incident took place on San Lorenzo Boulevard and Broadway Street shortly before 6:30 p.m. Haugen was arrested and said he only wanted a white person to help take him into custody, according to Santa Cruz police. The Department of Justice said that Haugen has a history of race crimes. At the time of the attack, Haugen was on probation for state convictions involving a racially motivated assault on a different black man in 2018. The complaint also describes 2 additionally racially motivated assaults against black men committed by Haugen in 2014 and 2018. Haugen faces a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison if convicted. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, the fact that he would stab someone is the crime to me. I don't know about a hate crime. I just don't know. Stabbing people is wrong, whatever color they are. But turning it into a hate crime because, I don't know, this article just doesn't sell that to me. It may have been that he hated the person that he was stabbing, but I just can't make the leap that he did it because he was black. And I don't even make the connection that he only wanted a white person to help him. I don't know why he would say that. I bring this story up because it's just odd to me that they're labeling it a hate crime. I don't know. tell me what you think in the comments below, because I'm perplexed by this. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by the Daily Facts. Do like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.